Today on the Rainmaker Family Show, we have a very special guest, Josh Coffy. He is founder of Flight Media. He also has a podcast called the E-commerce Alley. And this guy is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to e-commerce brands, specifically D2C brands getting off Amazon. If you've been following us, we preach, hey, get on Amazon, get your product on Amazon, get the passive income running. But a lot of times people catch the bug, they get the entrepreneurial itch, and they're like, dang, I want to scale this brand. I want to take it to the moon and potentially even exit. And one of the most valuable things you can do in the Amazon space is start to own your customers, start to take them off Amazon as well and diversify your brand. And that's where Josh definitely comes in. So Josh, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to geek out with you today on Ecomm.
Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate it, man. And I'm super excited because just from going through your guys' content and knowing what you guys do, it makes me want to get on Amazon. So I think this is going to be really interesting diving in and talking about these things.
So fun. Yeah, we will definitely share some wisdom on both sides with each other. We're doing a swap. So if you guys want to catch me talking about Amazon on his podcast, you can do that. The E-commerce Alley podcast, it's on all the channels. So definitely go follow that. But Josh, I think why we initially connected was you were posting about viral giveaways. And that caught my attention because first of all, we love giveaways. In the Rainmaker community, we love giving stuff away. But also, I had some history with giveaways and growing Instagram accounts and launching products as well. So I'd love to hear what's working right now when it comes to using giveaways to launch products or to grow your brand. What are you seeing your clients doing? And yeah, what's your secret sauce when it comes to the viral giveaways?
Yeah, so giveaways kind of started. It was almost like a byproduct of we do a lot of coaching and training, but we also work with certain clients. And we had a client one time, and they were in the outdoors camping arena, but they sold a really high ticket product, like you're talking $2,700 to $3,500. And part of the problem was driving cold traffic or running cold ads for purchases on a $3,000 or $3,500 product. It's a little bit different than driving for a $49 or a $99 or even less product. And so when we're working with this client, one of the things we realized was there's a huge learning curve that had to happen with people. And it was hard to do that on the front end with ads. And so we came up with this idea, we have all heard of a giveaway. We've all entered them, right? Before we've all entered the car, the iPad or whatever. And so we were like, hey, let's do a giveaway and let's grow our email list. Let's nurture them in a proper way. Let's come with a strategy for this. And then let's sell our product at the end of the giveaway after we announce it to everybody, running a flash sale. And so we ended up doing this. And it was we kind of hodgepodged the strategy together. And in the first 30 days with this outdoors client, we ended up generating 7,300 new Facebook leads at 27 cents a lead or per subscriber. And we did $21,000 in sales, but we only spent, I think, $3,000 on ads or $2,000. It was really small. It wasn't a huge amount for them to test that. And we're selling $3,000 products. So we sold 7 of these products in 30 days, but then we still had 7,300 leads. So we did that. And it was opened a whole new world for us of lead generation for e-commerce, which, by the way, is important because the ROI of email is so high. And so we just started doing this. We started doing it for our clients. And then we did last summer, I did a giveaway challenge of which we added over 100,000 subscribers to the 120 people that went through the challenge with me. We added over 100,000 subscribers in 5 days. So, I mean, it's really lucrative, and it can really grow your database especially if you're starting from scratch. It's really low entry.
That's so cool. I love this. And if you guys are listening to this and have never run Facebook ads, those are insane numbers. Getting that type of lead cost, there are some industries that pay $5 up to $20 per lead. And by lead, we mean just someone giving you their email, expressing interest in something. But I see so much potential with this, even in the Amazon space, because in Amazon, right, we got to get some volume that launch week to get those products ranked on those best pages on Amazon. And a lot of times, doing something like this, stacking the deck in advance using something like this would work really well. You don't need to be a Facebook ad expert to do it. You could also just post on your Instagram and generate a giveaway, a viral giveaway. Now, Josh, are there any tools or things that you used in the process? I know we have done giveaways before where we this was a long time ago. We used something called Rafflecopter. I don't know if that's even still around, but it was
I remember it.
Social kind of engineering of share the post, get 5 points, encourage people to do things. Do you guys use anything like that? Or is it all kind of custom, hey, opt in and here's the giveaway.
Yeah, so there are mistakes that people make, and I see this all the time. And the first mistake is that everybody they'll do giveaways and they'll do it on platform, meaning they're going to say, hey, go ahead and like, share, comment, whatever,
Yeah,
which by the way, half of those engagements are against rules of Instagram and Facebook. You're not allowed to like make people do certain actions to enter.
that's right.
However, if you use a tool, you can gamify it and then they can get entries by doing these additional things. And so we will use tools. And so the gist is like, here's the strategy in like 30 seconds. You run ads to a landing page that uses a tool that they can enter. They have to enter their email. That's the main thing. And then once they enter, they can get additional points for doing other things, following us, browsing our products, watching videos about our brand. I mean, giving us their cell phone number for SMS. I mean, we could make it whatever we want. And they'll get additional entries for referring other people. And then outside of that, once they enter, you nurture them with emails until the giveaway. You draw the giveaway, and then you do a 48 or 72-hour flash sale on your products for all the people that came in second place, which is everybody except one person.
That's awesome.
If you didn't come in first, you're second. So that's the strategy in like 30 seconds. Like
Wow.
that's what we do. And yeah, and the two tools, so if I was to give you kind of tactical here, two tools we recommend, and one is called Up Viral.
Okay.
And Up Viral is a really, really good one. Wilco D, I forget his last name.
Yeah. That's the one
Cool.
we use that one too for our podcast launch. And now it's coming back to me. But yeah, when we launched the podcast, we did a little mini giveaway, micro viral giveaway within our community, try and hit the top charts, right? And yeah, we used Up Viral. It was awesome.
Yeah, so Up Viral that's our favorite. And then the second one is called Gleam.
Okay, yeah.
Gleam. It's okay. It's a little clunky, but Up Viral is really, really good.
Okay, nice.
And by doing it, you get this viral component. Like we had one guy come in and he launched it and he got like 9,000 people in 3 days with his campaign. And then he ended up getting 13,000 total because those 9,000 got 4,000 referrals in from it.
That's so cool.
So then you have this viral component and it just lowers your costs.
I remember that with the podcast, we did that because you can so basically you give people points for like entering and doing certain actions. And so we weighted it. So like sharing the actual giveaway was the highest point thing, so it encourages people to go share this with 3 friends, 5 friends, whatever, because that's really where these things go viral. Now, do you find, Josh, for the prize you're giving away, of course, it needs to be in like related to that niche. Is it typically a product that company is selling, or is it like an external prize, like win a car or something like that, right?
Yeah. So that's a great question. So you have to be really strategic with what you give away, and it has to be really relevant to your ideal customer. So if I give away an iPad, I will get everybody entering regardless of who they are. If I give away cash, same thing, or a car. But you want to give away products, and it doesn't have to be your products. In fact, a lot of times we recommend you don't give away only your products. Tuck your products in to the overall giveaway. So for example, if you're a supplement company, you can give away some of your supplements. And let's say your supplement helps with arthritis. You could do an arthritis giveaway kit, right? And it has all these things that help with arthritis. And guess what? Our product is one of those. So that's usually what we'll do. We'll buy even competitor products. If you're going to go before you launch, like you're talking, it sounds like people will do pre-launches.
Yeah.
If you want to build momentum, go find your competitor products, run ads, and do a giveaway of their products because your product is about to be that. And then after the giveaway, this is what some of our people will do. Then they'll just sell their products to the whole list because they just gave away the exact products that those people could buy from them. So a lot of ways to do it, but yeah, overall, keep it in the realm of what you're going to sell. You don't want to give away cash because you're going to get everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. It needs to be something that gets your ideal person to kind of raise their hands. Like, I want to win that.
Exactly.
And they're identifying themselves as someone who could potentially be a customer of yours. I love that. We did do this actually back in the day off Instagram. We didn't run ads, but we kind of did like a collaborative giveaway. You've probably seen these too, where you get like a handful of brands together.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would approach, like at the time, I think we had maybe 20,000 followers on this Instagram account, but you could do this if you have 200 followers,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we just went to an account that was like slightly larger, and we were like, it was like maybe 30,000 or 40,000, right? And we were like, hey, and they're in the same niche. We were in like kind of this baby niche. And so we approached them. We're like, hey, we're going to do this giveaway. We're going to all post it. Would you be down to get in there? And then we'll share the email list with everybody, right? And a lot of these companies were big on Instagram, but not huge marketers. So I know we're not going to like spam. Not everyone's going to probably spam this list. They'll probably just add it to their drip sequence. It's not a big deal. But as soon as we get that kind of like slightly bigger Instagram account or someone equal, Then we kind of go to a bigger Instagram account. We're like, hey, between the two of us, we have 70,000 followers and you have 100,000. Would you like to join this giveaway? And we get
Nice.
100,000 person. Then we go to like a 300,000 person. And we actually did that. We worked our way up the Instagram ladder to like a million plus account that we got into this giveaway. And so we had probably like, I think there's probably 7 or 8 people in this account, this giveaway. And then, we had this like collaborative big thing. Everyone's contributing one product from their shop into the giveaway. We're all promoting it. We're
Mhm.
all sharing the email list, but we ran the tech of it, like the back end, like, that tool, the landing page, all those things. So for the companies, it's really easy. All they gotta do is send a product to whoever we tell them to send a product to once we announce the winner. And then 2, post it on Instagram, post it wherever. So that's a creative way to do it even outside of ads.
Mhm.
But imagine doing something like that and then running ads to it too. Like I feel like it'd be such an awesome way to just build your email list fast, build your social following, do a lot of things. So man, I love this idea.
Yeah, well, and ads can also be a little bit intimidating. But if you're, we had a coffee brand do it, and they had like 500 or 600 total followers, but they hammered their organic for like 2 weeks, and they had just over 2,000 people on their list from it. So you don't have to run ads. You can, and if you do, I recommend you commit. Like, hey, 200, $500, whatever that your budget is,
Yeah.
commit it, and then just run it for ads, or run for lead gen, I guess, without getting into the deep side of
The
it.
nice thing with giveaways too with ads is forgiving. Like if you're running ads to a paid offer, it's a lot harder to get to convert than just saying we're giving away something.
Yeah,
It's a lot easier to get people to opt into something where you're giving something away for free.
100.
And I love how you do a flash sale too, because I think this is the one thing I saw with some giveaways we did in the past. Because we attracted freebie people who just wanted freebies, they weren't buyers, right? So I love how you still appeal to that kind of like deal side of them. Like they are opting in to get a deal. And then you do a flash sale that's a surprise where it's still like, and you're probably positioning it like, guess what? You can get free $20 off or something like that, right? So you still speak their language and get them buying, get them engaging with the company. So man, so cool. I hope you guys are listening to this and getting some crazy ideas on like how you can launch your next product, or maybe even if you're on Amazon, how you can launch your off Amazon brand, your Instagram or something like that. There's a lot of ways to do this. Josh, you have a community in the e-commerce alley, the podcast community of e-commerce sellers. Are there any other strategies you're seeing right now that people are really leaning into when it comes to e-commerce online?
I mean, other than, and we have, I mean, if you're going direct to consumer, a lot different than Amazon. The thing that you need if you want to be in the top 1% is you have to figure out new customer acquisition with ads, flat out. Like you can try to grow organically. It takes so long. Like people, your friends and family only buy so long, and your neighbors only buy so long, and farmers markets are draining. And so if you really want to crack the code on direct to consumer and you're looking at that shift, I mean, really, Facebook advertising, paid media buying, whatever that looks like, and email. Those are the two things. Like we see people go from $0 or $3,000 a month to $30,000 or $100,000 a month with only those, and almost doing minimal social media, because they're very scalable.
That's amazing.
Very scalable.
Do you find with the Facebook ads, because I've found Facebook ads just going straight for e-commerce Facebook ads for someone who's new to it, not hiring an agency like you guys do marketing, things like that. And there are agencies that do amazing work, right? But going just straight Facebook ad to selling a product is hard. Do you find a lot of your people are going like something like this, where it's like Facebook ad to freebie or opt-in or something that's a little bit lower barrier, or are they going straight to a funnel, like to sell the product? What are you seeing?
So, it's funny you asked. We're doing a workshop, it's a 3-day workshop or boot camp in June for this. The problem is with ads is most people, when they're beginning, is they try to test all these things. They have all these products, and they create a ton of creatives and copy and tons of audiences, and you have all these variables. You don't know what's going to work, because if you're starting, it's just like throwing, something against the wall and hoping it's like a shotgun approach.
Yeah.
And so we have what's called a rapid experimentation. We call it the ad lab method, which before you go and spend thousands of dollars trying to like guess what product, what audiences, what ads, what copy, messaging, etc., there's a process that we go through that you can rapid experiment and validate in several hours your audiences or your creatives, your copy, and your product. And if you can do that in a matter of a day, then you can shift to what we call purchase campaigns. And then you're driving with what we call super ads. So most people try to like shotgun approach, create ads and figure out audiences. And it's too many variables to know what's working. So we do rapid experimentation, and it's really easy. You run tests for a few dollars a piece. you rapid experiment, and then that gives you the data you need to really start scaling and getting purchases immediately.
That's so cool. And then, like you said, having some sort of email follow up sequence to nurture that. Cause that's what we find too. There's a lot of drop off on ads, right? You
Hmm.
might have someone come in, give their email, but not buy. But then 30 days later, they become a customer because you've been nurturing them and offering them value and all those things. So if you guys are thinking, if you're listening to this, you're in our world, you're on Amazon, you're thinking about moving off Amazon, this is one of those things. If you can figure out paid acquisition on any channel, TikTok,
Hmm.
Instagram, Facebook, influencer marketing, like whatever that thing is, truly it can become like such an amazing opportunity where inventory is really your only limit, right? It's like if you know you can spend $2 on Facebook and make $4,
Hmm.
you can spend as much as you want. You just got to keep up with the inventory, right? And so that's a really fun game to play. And we've had a handful of ads hit that kind of sweet spot where you're just
Hmm.
like, dang, this thing's self liquidating, it's making money. Even on the front end, after all the things like that, is such a fun feeling. And so I'd encourage you guys, if that is sparking an interest, dive into this. Dive into this. What would you say, like Josh, is a good place for people to start when thinking about paid acquisition? Is it Facebook? Is it TikTok? Instagram? Like, where would you recommend people, focus?
So it's really going to depend on the industry, because you have some what I would call unadvertisable, right? So if you're in like CBD, you're not getting on Facebook. Even Google's going to be tough for you. You're going to have to do what's called programmatic advertising. If you're in one of those unadvertisable niches, this probably won't apply to you. But usually across the board, the primary two are going to be Facebook, and then you're going to see Google Shopping. Those are the two primary paid acquisition sources. TikTok is very new. TikTok is also a high resource for creatives and ads. So if you're just starting, your goal is to be as efficient as possible and figure out what works before you go to all these other networks. So my advice is whatever you choose, and my preference is Facebook across the board. Facebook, hands down, performs the best for most brands that we work with. Although Google Shopping is second, and it's right there. So whatever you do, you pick one and you master it. Like you can get one network to 50,000 a month in profitable spend before going to another one. Like too many people, they try one and they're like, okay, I'm spending $1,000 or $500 a month on Facebook. Now I'm going to go spend $200 a month on Google. And you need to compound your focus. So that's the first thing. Like pick one, stick with it, master it, master the product funnels, the ad angles, the creatives, and the process. That's the biggest thing. Like whatever yours is, pick it. But my advice is probably going to stand along the lines of Facebook ads or Google Shopping. Those are the two core ones that we're going to use. And I did want to add one thing here. So like, as far as email, you're mentioning, not everybody buys right away. You're absolutely right. Like email is huge. And just to give some numbers so everyone understands why I'm a huge fan of giveaways so much, is that here are the stats. Email will typically in e-commerce represent 20 to 50% of your overall revenue, dependent on the time of year. So when you get to November, December, you're going to look like 40 to 50% of your revenue will likely come from email if you're doing it right. But overall, 20 to 50% is what we see. And a more tangible thing is we see $1 to $4 per month per person on our list. And so if you have 1,000 people, you can typically generate $1,000 to $4,000 a month from those people. If you have your automation set up right and you're sending the right campaign. So that's why we're such a big fan of new customer acquisition with ads, of course, but then email is so important for the people that are not ready to buy right now.
That's so cool. I remember I heard a stat like that where it's like $1 per subscriber, and that just got me so much more fired up to grow our email list. And we've totally seen that to be true in all our businesses. That like
Mhm.
number of subscribers is kind of like a base. Like that's like minimum. We should be making this much per month, and especially if you're monetizing it and nurturing those people, offering them value. So, Josh, thank you so much. What are you dreaming about in the next season in your business? I know you got real estate investments, you got a co-working space, you got your hands on a lot of things, but is there anything you're dreaming about in the next season that you're looking forward to?
For me, it is leaning heavy into our community in a lot of leaning into live trainings. So we have coaching where we work with people in group sessions and we really take them through things like Facebook ads. That's a core of what we teach in email. But we're moving now into a season of we're going to begin doing live things. Like if you're watching, I don't know if you're watching right now, the video side of it, but like we have an actual like studio here called the e-commerce alley, and I'm sitting in an alley right now. And so we do live streams from it. Our group is going live every Wednesday. We're teaching different concepts. And so for me, leaning into live education and virtual training is like my passion. It's what I love. And so we're doing a lot of that this summer, starting in the next month, which I'm excited about. So for me, I'm just dreaming about finally being able to have those live sessions beginning in the next month.
So cool. Now, how can people find you online, Josh? Where's the best place for them to connect with you?
Yeah, so Instagram is where I live primarily. So at Josh Coffy, Coffy, like the drink, but more caffeinated is I like to say.
It's like
So
short.
at Josh Coffy, Coffy, or check out our free Facebook group, the E-commerce Alley. It is not Amazon; it's different. It's direct to consumer, but every week we're going live. We're teaching. I taught this morning how to never run out of ad angles again. Always teaching, but yeah, Facebook group and Instagram. That's kind of where I live.
So good. Well, thank you so much, Josh. Thanks for being on the Rainmaker Family Show. And if you're listening and you got a nugget from today, go take action, right? Remember, we don't just listen to the show and just soak it in and say, that was good. We take action. So go take action on one of these things, lean into one of these things, learn one of these things, plan a giveaway for your next launch, do something off this episode so you can see the results. Until next time, this is Stephen, the Rainmaker Family Show.
Hey, if you are not a part of our Rainmaker Mastermind, we have a new opportunity for you to book a one-on-one strategy call with one of our Rainmaker coaches.
If you want to get a call with them, see if it's a good fit for you to work with us to build a business that allows you to have time freedom and financial freedom, you can get that call at makeItrainmama.com/podcast. That's makeItrainmama, MOMMA.com/podcast.